Hello everybody and welcome back, where as promised we're covering all the PSVR2 discounts that are happening week after week, and this time it's Planet of the Discounts, which has 48 games and add-ons for you. We're not going to be covering all of them today, but just the best ones that I would recommend and the games that I have played, because there are some really good deals in here. This is for the EU and UK region, but if there are applicable prices in US, I will put them on screen as always. Before we get into it, only 25% of you are subscribed, so please feel free to do so, and thank you to our patrons and YouTube members who keep this content coming to you day after day and week after week. With that being said, let's take a look. Resident Evil Village and 4 are both on sale at 50% and 60% respectively, both at around £18 here in the UK at least. This is the gold edition for Village, but the normal edition for 4, which is alright as neither of the DLC for both games is compatible with PSVR 2. You'll get the PS4 and PS5 version of the game. Make sure you install the PS5 one though, as it's the one that's compatible with the headset. Co-op and single player shooter Crossfire Sierra Squad is 35% off at £17.54. I played this one very recently, works great with gun stocks, and it has a load of co-op missions which are great to go through with friends. I need to revisit this in a video at some point, but I'd really recommend it. The single player campaign is a bit over the top and cheesy and cliche, but the gameplay is a lot of fun, especially after the work that's been done to it. Kayak VR Mirage is also on sale. It's on PS Plus Premium, I think, or at least a trial is on PS Plus Premium. It's 30% off at £13.29. One of the best looking games on the headset. I think the only game that really comes close to it is Subside, and it also has a multiplayer now, along with the Soka Valley DLC, which is well worth getting if you enjoy the full game, and the DLC bundle is also on sale as well, albeit for a little bit more. Madison VR, the scariest game on PSVR 2, and my horror game of the year for last year, is £20.99 at 30% off. Really recommend this one if you're a horror fan and somehow haven't tried it. If you're not into horror games though, stay well away from this one because it is awful. Stride Fate is £12.49. I would say this is a very fair price for it. It's 50% off and you save 5% more if you have PS Plus. It has some really good parkour and is a little bit janky in places, but overall you'll probably have a lot of fun with it. Arizona Sunshine is £37.49. This is the bundle though, giving you some extra content. And this is the remake of the game, of course, which gives you a fair bit to play around with. Same for Arizona Sunshine 2, the deluxe edition is £24.39 at 39% off. I'd say honestly the second one is better than the first, but you might as well pick them both up if you're really into your zombie games. Metal Hellsinger VR is £17.49. I found this to be a really good translation of the flat screen game, a little bit aliasy in terms of the visuals, but the gameplay is really fun and the soundtrack is fantastic as well. A load of the add-ons are also on sale for this, so check them out in the store. VRSkater is £9.89 at 67% off, down from £29.99. This is such a steal, and it's also on PS Plus Premium if you have that service, so please take a look. It's a very hard game, but a rewarding one. One of my favourite games from last year, Vertigo 2, is on sale at £16.24. I'd recommend this one. It has some pretty dodgy frame rates on base PS5, but runs like a dream from what we've seen on PS5 Pro. So if you've got PS5 Pro, definitely get this. If you're willing to put up with a bit of choppy frame rate, get it on PS5. For one of the first times that I've seen it on sale, Metro Awakening is £29.99 at 25% off. This is the deluxe edition though. A lot of games do this. They put the deluxe edition down to a price that the normal edition is about at to make it more enticing for you to buy. It's the case here, but it is a great game. Some people say it falls a little flat towards the end. For me, I just fully enjoyed all of it, and it's one of the best games of last year. If you missed it, now's the time to pick it up. If you want a visual showcase, Red Matter 1 and 2 at £23.09. These are some of the best looking games on the headset. Red Matter 2 definitely is the better looking of the two, of course, but the first one is also really worth playing, despite its short length. After the full deluxe edition is £9.89. This one is pretty much on every sale. I'd say it's worth picking up with friends for sure. It's a Left 4 Dead style shooter, and there's a lot of fun to be had here. Same goes for Dead Hook. Scratch the multiplayer bit, but as a single player game, it's a bit janky, has some problems, but it is overall pretty fun, especially with the grappling hook gameplay. I can say the same for HappyFunLand as well, a game that tries to do the Five Nights at Freddy's amusement park style gameplay, but the horror falls a little flat. But if you want to explore quite a well thought out park, to be honest, after hours, then definitely check it out at £9.39. Penultimately, Mixture is a game I'd recommend, a bit like Moss Book 1 and 2, but with a bit more of like a mature tone. It doesn't have as much variety as those games, nor as much content, and not as much heart in my opinion. I feel like I'm really slagging this game off, but it's pretty fun to be honest. A lot of combat that mixes you as a first person player with the small characters on screen for £6.59, so you can't really go wrong with that. And finally, Hellsweeper VR, deluxe edition is £6.49. A little bit like Metal Hellsinger, I get them confused all the time, but this one is a bit more focused on action that's more lenient towards how you want to play rather than to the beat like Hellsinger is. It's also got co-op with its newest update and is 50% off, so I definitely recommend that. that'll be all for today. Just a quick update on the latest sale. Of course, there are other games on there, so do please go and take a look. But those are my picks for the games you should be checking out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.